Hey guys, this is Shina from Easy. Today, we're diving deep into the mechanics of the new Ascended Sae Jiko raid, the hardest raid boss currently in the game. This guide will provide you with detailed strategies to overcome each of her devastating attacks and ensure your team emerges victorious. Let's get started. First, let's look at the Citadel arena. Its shape is very distinct and can be thought of as a hand, a palm with 4 fingers. Around the outside of the platform, there are a total of 6 air drafts, spread out evenly along with grapple points both around the outside of the platform and above the platform. These features are useful to note for a lot of Sae's attacks, so get familiar with where they are located for the best performance. There are also 5 pillars spread between the fingers of the arena that will change in height during some attacks, much like how they do during the Sae World boss fight. A quick mention for when starting the fight. Sae spawns with invulnerability, so wait a moment for her HP bar to go from gray to red to start your attacks. Note that there are times she is invulnerable to either damage or stagger in the raid, shown from either the gray HP or stagger bar respectively. To be able to see this better, it's best to lock onto her by looking at her and pressing in your right thumbstick to keep her HP and stagger bar in front of you. Lastly, the best place to tank her is on either of the middle 2 fingers of the arena to keep a big portion of the palm as a safe place far from Sae, which will be useful later in the fight. Now let's get into Sae's attacks. These first 3 attacks are the combo attack, the hug attack, and the blaster's attack. These attacks could happen throughout the raid and are part of her standard rotation of attacks. First is the combo attack. Sae will hold one arm with a grappling hook in the air and say, "Easy target." She then launches the hook at the aggroed player, pulling them towards her. She leaps, lands by the target, and performs 2 wide swings, an uppercut and a conal AoE ground pound. Stay alert and dodge these attacks to avoid significant damage. Next is the hug attack. Sae holds her 2 top arms out with grappling hooks. She shoots out many hooks that latch onto players, pulling them to her. She then swings 2 swords and a conal AoE in front of her. To avoid moving or spinning Sae after the attack, the tank can stand in a small space in front of Sae just before the cone attack to avoid any damage. Moving on to the blaster's attack. Sae points all 4 arms forward and shoots from all 4 guns at the aggroed player in 3 quick volleys. It's easily tankable unless you're squishy, so make sure your tank is ready to absorb the damage. The rest of Sae's attacks will only occur at or after a specific point in her HP is reached. First up, at about 80% health, Sae will start to use the spider attack. She rears all hands back, twists her upper body towards the ground, and says, "Bring it on," before charging in the direction of the aggroed player, causing knockback AoE damage around her feet. Stay clear of her path to avoid significant damage. This attack will now appear throughout the rest of the fight. At about 75% health, watch out for the Vortex Attack. A big AoE indicator appears and Sae starts to spin, pulling players into the center and dealing massive damage that will lead to death with few exceptions. This is where tanking her in one of the middle fingers of the arena will come in handy by giving players a good-sized area of the palm to stand on and avoid Vortex. If standing on the platform is not an option, players can fly around the arena and make use of the updrafts or grapple points to keep them safe. It is also recommended to have a slow debuff on her to give players more time to escape the AoE. On a side note, Vortex is not an attack that you can avoid by staggering Sae. Instead, it will break her out of the animation, allowing her to do other attacks while Vortex is still happening. It is recommended to avoid staggering Sae if possible, as to not have to deal with additional attacks. This attack will now appear throughout the rest of the fight. Get ready for the Pillar's attack when you see Sae's stagger bar turn gray. This can occur a few times, roughly starting at 75% health, and will not appear again after the 50% health mark. During this time, she is immune to stagger. She will walk away from the tank as pillars rise. After jumping on a pillar, she will alternate between shooting poison pools and blasters at random players. It is recommended to stay off the platform completely during this attack to avoid the poison landing on the platform. Players can make use of the air drafts and grapple points to keep off the platform. After the 50% health mark is hit, if Sae's stagger bar turns gray, the crystal's attack is imminent. Like the Pillar's attack, Sae is immune to stagger and will jump up onto the pillars and alternate between shooting poison pools and blasters at random players. Additionally, there will be 5 crystals that spawn near each pillar, emitting a light connecting it to that pillar. Break the crystal connecting to the pillar Sae is standing on to force her to move to another pillar. While Sae is moving, she will be forced to stop shooting players, and it will limit the amount of attacks she will do. Keep a close eye on poison this time, since if players are not ready, it could wipe out many who are too focused on the crystals. Once 4 or 5 of the crystals are broken, she will jump back down. This attack will now appear throughout the rest of the raid. At about 1/3 health left, watch for Sae's HP bar to turn gray, signaling the start of the ez attack. She becomes invulnerable to damage as she runs to the middle of the arena and crouches, putting up a shield. Ez then spawn on the pillars and begin shooting lasers at Sae, healing her. It's crucial for DPS to quickly climb or grapple up the pillars and eliminate the ez to prevent her from regaining too much health. This attack only occurs once during this raid. And that's it for the ASJ raid guide. With these strategies in hand, you're now equipped to take on the toughest current raid boss in the game. Remember, coordination and communication with your team are key. Good luck and happy raiding!
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more Zealots content, and remember, it's GG easy with easy.